What's good, DMF? You won't believe this one. A dad has temporary custody of his 14-year-old daughter after the mom kicked him out, attempting to use a silver bullet tactic, but it fails. Now, she has to pay child support. So, guess what? She suddenly wants a DNA test after 14 years. Oh, and she's claiming she never consciously agreed to have a baby with him.
What?
But wait, there's more. She's fighting for primary custody, not for the child, but to dodge child support. And the judge, he's not happy. Stay tuned for the ruling. This is a wild one.
Parties are in agreement that the child lives with the father currently. Parties are in agreement that the child has government medical. Parties are in agreement that the mother has no other children. Gross monthly wages are $3,900. Parties are in a for the father not to receive any retroactive child support. Parties are in agreement for a geographic restriction to the Dallas and contiguous counties. At this time, I am going to take testimony. Mr. Abrego, can you please state your full name?
Yes, ma'am. My first name is Christopher. Last name is Abrego, Abrego.
Sir, can you please state the name of the child of this matter
Emiliana Vidane Abrego, ma'am.
and her full name? I'm sorry, her age.
14.
Sir, did you hear the pronouncements that I made?
Yes, ma'am.
Are those parts still your agreement?
Yes, I mean,
Just those parts, sir.
that's fine.
Okay. Do you believe they're in the best interest of your daughter?
Yeah, that's exactly
Alright.
the reason why I'm doing all this.
Okay. And are you asking the court to accept those parts?
Yes, ma'am. The ones that I guess it's coming to agreement.
Okay.
Is that what you're talking about?
The parts that I read as an agreement are asking the court to accept those parts.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, when your daughter was born, did you sign an acknowledgement of paternity
Yes, ma'am, I did.
and you signed and dated this document?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay. Your Honor, may I share my screen?
Sure.
Can you see this acknowledgement of paternity, Mr. Abrego?
Yes, ma'am, I do see it.
You see your name here
Yes, ma'am.
and you see Emiliana's name here
Yes, ma'am, I do.
and you see Nancy's name here. And here, this is your signature and date
Correct, ma'am.
and Nancy's signature.
Correct.
Your Honor, this would like to offer the acknowledgement of paternity as it states Exhibit 1.
States of one is admitted.
Sir, are you aware that the mother is now requesting a DNA test?
Yes, ma'am, I do. Yes, I am aware of that now.
Thank you. And you understand that she's stating that she believes that your Emiliana is not your child.
I do understand that now.
Okay, all right. You are requesting to be, if the case goes forward, you are requesting to be named joint managing conservators with Miss Lear, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That means sharing custody, correct?
Sharing conservatorship, yes.
Yes, ma'am. I'm fine. I want that.
And you are in agreement for her to have a state standard visitation. Is that
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. I want her to be available to her mother as much as possible.
Okay. The state is recommending child support to be set at $610 starting December 1st, 24. Are you in agreement with that amount?
Yes, ma'am. As long as y'all decide that, that's what I agree with.
And as your child is under receiving government medical, the state is requesting for cash medical to be set at $250 a month starting December 1st, 24. Are you in agreement with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you stated, has there been family violence between you and Miss Lyra in the last 2 years?
No, ma'am. She's made allegations of it, but they've came and checked everything out and it was all false.
Are you requesting a non-disclosure?
What is a non-disclosure, ma'am?
Do you have any safety concerns with her having your phone number?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any safety concerns with your address being in today's order?
No, ma'am.
Are you in agreement with court costs being billed to her today?
That's fine.
Is there anything else you think the court should know about your case?
Ever since she kicked me out and my daughter's been with me, a lot of these allegations started coming up with the sexual allegations and the violence and all that. And everything's been, I've let all the authorities check everything out and everything's been checked out thoroughly. But yeah, that's how all that's beginning. Other than that, that's about it, man.
Miss Lyra, the beginning portions I read as an agreement, are those portions still your agreement?
Because I don't have an attorney present, I'm not quite understanding the terms of this. So that's
Okay.
why kind of it is going to be redundant with me a little bit until I
Okay.
understand what it fully understand means.
That's fine.
And that because it you know what I mean? It's just the eloquency of the words are just there.
Okay, ma'am. I will start over, okay? Ma'am, is your child covered under the government plan?
Yes,
Okay. Ma'am, is it true that you don't have any other minor children?
correct.
Okay. Ma'am, is your gross monthly wages $3,900?
Approximate, correct.
Okay. Ma'am, are you in agreement not to pay the father retroactive child support for the periods that the child has lived with the father?
Correct.
Okay. Are you in agreement to a geographic restriction to the Dallas and contiguous counties? That is the 40 miles outside of Dallas.
Correct.
Are you in agreement with court costs being billed to you today?
No.
Okay. And, okay. Ma'am, are you requesting a DNA test?
Yes.
Okay. And you saw the acknowledgement of paternity that you signed 14 years ago?
No, it's that.
Ma'am, did you see the acknowledgement of paternity that I showed earlier?
I saw the copy.
Okay. And how old is your daughter?
She's 14.
Okay. And have you had an opportunity to do a DNA test before now?
I have technically I have. Technically there has been a lot of time to do it. But with the clarity of certain situations and information, I think it's best for me to clarify any doubts and concerns. As far as the paternity, signing that statement does not necessarily state that I consciously obviously gave permission someone to have a child with my body.
Huh?
Obviously gave permission someone to have a child with my body. Nor was it myself that signed that particular document and or dated that document.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit.
Okay. The father is requesting to be named joint managing conservators with you. Are you in agreement to that?
I would like to be sole managing conservator, not joint,
Who does the child live with?
with him.
Okay. Okay. Are you in agreement for the standard possession visitation?
No, I would like to do the extensive if it goes that route.
If the father, you're requesting an expanded standard visitation, is that correct? Is that what you mean?
Yes,
Okay. The state is requesting for child support to be set at $610, which is 20% of your income. Are you in agreement with that?
no, ma'am.
What do you believe child support should be set at?
I had stated it 200 due to the fact of me being previous head hold for the duration of.
So do you understand that child support is set using a state guideline of 20%?
That is correct.
Okay.
That is-
The state is requesting for medical support to be set at $250. Are you in agreement with that?
I mean, I had stated 150.
You want to pay $150.
That's what I stated. Yes,
Ma'am, do you currently have health coverage at your employer, at your employment?
I do.
And is it reasonably and affordable to you?
For one person, yes. For a family, for adding somebody else, I don't think it'll fit my budget.
So to have your daughter added to your insurance would not be reasonable and affordable to you.
I would have to double check on the pricing, but due to I believe it's like just a little bit over what the state is requiring, basically like the 250. I'll end up paying a little bit more than 250, in other words, with my insurance. But I would have to double check, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Ma'am, has there been family violence between you and Mr. Abrego
Yes.
in the last 2 years?
In the last, this happened in October 21.
Okay, so there's not been family violence between you and Mr. Abrego in the last 2 years, yes or no?
Now, as far as violence, are you any form of violence, not necessarily physical violence? Because there
In
is
the last 2 years, ma'am, has there been family violence between you and Mr. Abrego?
Well, that's what I'm trying to make sure and understand the question, because from that incident that I had let you know that reports back in 21, his aggressive nature still carries on through text messages, is what I'm trying to state. So family violence, yes, it's still currently there. Physical, as far as him like hitting me, no. But when I do go pick up my daughter, he does open my door, my car door. So his aggression is spilling through. No reports have been made. Like I stated, I did send you a call log, and I can repeat back the email that I had sent it over to confirm if you have received it or not.
Okay. And you have stated that you're not in agreement with court costs being billed to you today. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, let me go ahead and enter a ruling. I don't understand why you want everything your way and nothing another way. That makes no sense. That's not in your child's best interest. If you had doubts about DNA, you wouldn't have signed the paper 14 years ago. If you had further doubts after that, you could have done DNA tests over the last 14 years. It's not in the child's best interest to do DNA at this point. Mr. Abrego is taking care of this child. That doesn't make any sense at all. I don't understand it. I don't know if you think this is comical or what, but this is about your child and what's in your child's best interest. It's not in your child's best interest to do that. It's in your best interest to not have to pay child support. That doesn't make any sense. So I'm denying your request for DNA testing. You should have done that many years ago, and that way your child could know if Mr. Abrego wasn't the father, then your child could know who the real father is, if that's the case. But you chose not to. You signed the paper knowingly. The paper says you signed the paper saying that you admitted that Mr. Abrego was the father, that you did not want DNA testing, and that you knew that this was a legal finding in the court order that in that paper that he was the father. If you did have doubts, then you didn't have to sign the paper. Nobody twisted your arm and made you sign the paper. You signed it. You told Mr. Abrego he was the father. Y'all lived together. I can see on there that y'all lived at the same address. And you chose to have him to be the father. He's taking care of this child. There's no reason for that ridiculous argument. It makes no sense. So I don't want you to ever hear that ever again. I hope you're not trying to tell your child that ever at all either, because that's completely ridiculous. Makes no sense. I'm finding that you're basically only wanting that to not pay child support. Your child support is going to be $610 a month that you're paying to Mr. Abrego. Medical support is going to be $250 a month. Nobody owes anything up from the past. Mr. Abrego's not asking for any money from you. You're not getting any money from him. That's ridiculous that you would even try to mention that, since he's the one taking care of your child. So nobody owes anybody anything as of today. Beginning December 1st, your child support will be due and owing, and you'll be paying child support, Ms. Lita. There's been no family violence within the last 2 years. I don't know if you can count, but 2021 is not within the last 2 years. And so I don't understand why you're even bringing that up. And again, it doesn't make any sense. Because you're not able to reach agreements even in court hearing, I don't think that y'all should be joint managed conservators. So I'm appointing Mr. Abrego as a sole managing conservator, because I don't see how y'all can reach agreements if you're making these ridiculous arguments today. If you're doing this in court, I don't know what y'all would do out in the street and at your house. It makes no sense. So Mr. Abrego should have the rights to make all decisions regarding the child, since you can't come to any reasonable argument. And then I'm not doing expanded standard based on these ridiculous arguments either. So we're doing standard visitation, which would be Friday through Sunday, from Friday at 6 until Sunday at 6. I'm not doing the expanded standard. That's for people that are able to work together. And obviously, Ms. Lita, you're not able to work with Mr. Abrego at all, because basically you're aware of the highway, I guess, kind of thing is what it sounds like to me. And that's not what we're going to do. So you're going to have a set schedule from Friday at 6 until Sunday at 6 every other weekend, and every Thursday for 2 hours, and then the holidays are split up. You can read in the court order what those all mean, and you need to follow those. Don't change from those, especially if you aren't able to reach agreements. Lita, you order to pay the court cost. The Attorney General's office is going to put that all in the court order for me to sign. It'll have all that more in detail. You will get a copy of that. Read it so you understand what it says. And so if you ever have questions, you can go read the order again and see what it says, and you need to follow the court orders. I'm not sure I don't quite understand what these silly arguments are, but I'm not going to be part of those. All right, so this is what's in the best interest of your child, even if you don't agree, and that's what you have to do so that she can have a successful future. All right, y'all are done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
It is really rare that you ever see a father win in this type of scenario. And this is why it is extremely important that we fight for reform. Good dads are consistently put through hell. Even though they win, they still have to deal with nonsense like this. It's never about the best interest of the child. It's about power, control, and in this case, money. I'm glad the judge was able to see through the bullshit. Please remember to subscribe, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts. Until the next time, keep moving forward.